Alright, so at UFC 302, we saw Makhachev defend his title against Dustin Poirier. And bro, he kind of struggled. Like, it was a little bit of a dogfight. So that got me thinking, who's better? Officially, who's better between Makhachev and Khabib? Now, let me just say, I am not a Khabib glazer at all. I actually made an entire video explaining why he's a little overrated, but I think he's better than Makhachev. So let me explain why. Now, first I'll say, I do think Makhachev has a much better stand-up than Khabib. Makhachev is a lot more versatile and has much better striking technique than Khabib. But Khabib, on the other hand, is just kind of better naturally talented than Makhachev. Khabib is tougher, he's more explosive, he's quicker, he's stronger, and I actually believe Khabib has more power in his hands than Makhachev. Also, I think Khabib clearly has the better chin and more confidence. I also think there's a pretty clear gap in whose grappling ability is better. Makhachev has really elite grappling, but he's just not as dominant in the grappling as Khabib. I mean, we saw this even in the Dustin Poirier fight, in the Volkanovski fights. Khabib would have mauled Volkanovski on the ground a lot more than Makhachev was able to do. Because Khabib basically had one approach that he was so overwhelmingly good at that no one could counter it. While Makhachev, you know, he's proficient in all areas, so he has more of a varied approach, but he's not overwhelmingly good in any of these areas. And at the end of the day, Khabib's fights were just not as competitive as Makhachev's fights. And even though it would never happen, if Makhachev and Khabib fought, honestly, it would be a pretty dominant win for Khabib. He would just be too aggressive, have too much forward pressure, and would actually smash Makhachev. It would be insane. And you know, look, I know this would never happen. You know how funny it would be if Khabib went full heel and then he did an interview, he's like, "You're taking everything I work for, brother." And he calls out Makhachev for the lightweight title for his comeback. That would literally be the biggest fight in UFC history. But honestly, now more than ever, I'd really love to see Khabib have a comeback fight. Yeah, look, I know he's 35, but he's in big trouble with his government because he was evading taxes, so he needs money. And there's only one way for him to get a ton of money, and that's to come back in the UFC. Here's something you can do. Look, Khabib, you're listening? Listen up. And if you send this to Khabib, because this is the best idea ever. Alright, so Khabib needs to challenge Leon Edwards for the welterweight belt. And honestly, that's a fight that I actually favor Khabib in, because Leon Edwards is primarily a striker, and he has decent takedown defense, but everyone has good takedown defense until they fight Khabib. So then, Khabib wins the welterweight title, and then calls out Conor McGregor after Conor McGregor beats Michael Chandler. And then boom, the biggest fight in UFC history, part 2, we do it again, Conor versus Khabib 2 for the welterweight belt. Now, is there any merit in this? Is the best person getting the title shot? No, but you know what this does? This makes a ton of money, and it puts a ton of eyeballs on the sport. Now for Makhachev should fight Arman Tsarukyan, which that's honestly a really tough fight. I actually don't know who wins that because Tsarukyan has a lot of tools that can give Makhachev a ton of problems. Because, you know, I'm friends with some Armenians that have this insider information, and what Arman Tsarukyan's doing in the gym is just unbelievable. You wouldn't believe me if I said it, so that's why I'm not gonna say it. But look, anyway, that's gonna be a huge fight, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm glad Arman Tsarukyan didn't take that fight on short notice because we deserve to see full camp Tsarukyan versus full camp Makhachev. But hey, look, I want to know what your guys' opinion on this whole situation is. Is Khabib better than Makhachev, or is Makhachev better than Khabib? And what is the future for these two Dagestan natives? Should Makhachev fight someone else? Should he fight Tsarukyan and then go up to welterweight? Should Khabib make a return? And if he does make a return, should he do my plan, LSFC plan, Decision Editor's plan, or should he just stay away from fighting? Please let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to the LSFC YouTube channel. And if you really liked this video and you like the LSFC YouTube channel, please consider becoming an LSFC channel member, an LSFC core member, and join our channel page for $1.99 a month for exclusive channel perks and our exclusive LSFC grappling resources, great for beginners and intermediates in any grappling combat sport such as jiu-jitsu, wrestling, judo, anything like that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.